This video is sponsored by War Thunder. Nutcrackers. Hazard level A+. They take 5 hits to kill, their attack damage varies, max spawn is 10, and they're most commonly found on Rend. Nutcrackers have 3 phases: Patrol, Inspect, and Aggro. Nutcrackers patrol using the standard AI search routine as I've explained in my Jesters video. In this phase, Nutcrackers are completely blind and invincible. Once this phase starts, an 8 to 17 second patrol timer will begin. Once that timer is up, there is a 40% chance that the Nutcracker will enter phase 2. If the 40% chance doesn't hit, the timer will restart. However, if there is a player within 27 meters of the Nutcracker, it will always enter phase 2 once the patrol timer is up. When a Nutcracker enters its inspection phase, its head will pop up, exposing its eyeball, then begin turning multiple times until it's rotated 360 degrees. While the Nutcracker's eyeball is out, it has a field of view of 140 degrees and can see 60 meters away. This field of view is extremely wide, making it very easy for Nutcrackers to spot players. However, the Nutcracker can only see players that are moving. This includes any physical movements like walking or emoting, and any camera movement, even if you turn just a tiny bit. Nutcrackers, however, cannot see players swapping items or using items. As long as the player is completely still, the Nutcracker will continue inspecting as if the player does not exist. The amount of time it takes to complete the inspection can be as fast as 4 seconds and as slow as 25 seconds, but it usually takes about 8 seconds. Nutcrackers make a pretty distinct noise when they're rotating their head, so if you hear a Nutcracker in this phase, make sure you stay hidden. Once the Nutcracker has rotated 360 degrees, it will return to phase 1. Most enemies progressively roam throughout the map when in phase 1, but since Nutcrackers are constantly going back and forth from phase 1 to phase 2, this creates more of a patrol effect where they will search around the same areas, especially if a player is near. If the Nutcracker spots a player moving during the inspection, this will send it into phase 3. Before I explain phase 3, I want to give a shout out to Echo Programs and Addy for help decompiling Nutcrackers, and I wanted to say a quick thank you to today's sponsor. Before you skip, I've asked War Thunder if I can go off script and give you guys an honest review instead of the typical advertisement, and they gave me the green light. When I first heard of War Thunder, I didn't look into it because I didn't want to buy another game, but it turns out it's free on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC, so I went to their website, downloaded War Thunder, and started up. I was given the option to play for 10 different countries as an aircraft, tank, or fleet. Of course, I chose to fly a plane, and guys, I am not lying when I say the movement in this game is very fluid and the graphics are phenomenal. I jumped right into a game and realized I sucked. But I learned a couple things. Before each game, I was able to view my plane in X-ray mode, which allowed me to simulate shots from different vehicles hitting my plane. I also noticed there was a tab to upgrade my plane, which had a ton of options from crop dusters all the way to extreme fighter jets. I bought a new plane, threw on some performance upgrades, jumped back into a game, and channeled my inner Top Gun. No. Oh my gosh. War Thunder gave me a personal link that I'll put in the description and pinned comment that will give you 100,000 silver lions, which you can use to buy better vehicles and make sick upgrades, a week of premium account, which gives you even more in-game bonuses, as well as some premium vehicles and an exclusive decorator. If you're a new player or haven't played in 6 months, use my link ASAP because it'll only work for a limited amount of time. Now, let's get back to Nutcrackers. Nutcrackers can enter this phase a couple different ways. The first, as I mentioned, is if they spot you during their inspection. The second is if you hit a Nutcracker, and finally, if you touch a Nutcracker at any point, it will kick you, instantly killing you and immediately sending it into phase 3. As soon as a Nutcracker enters this phase, you'll hear its alert sound, which sounds like this, and it's basically a warning that the Nutcracker has spotted you and is about to shoot. It'll aim its gun at the player it spotted, shoot, and from here, a couple things can happen. If the Nutcracker can still see the player, you'll hear the alert sound and the Nutcracker will shoot again. If the Nutcracker doesn't see the player, then it will march towards the last location it saw them, then continue marching around until it spots a player. When a Nutcracker is marching, it is very dangerous. The Nutcracker's fast speeds and sharp turns allow it to sweep areas very quickly, making it easy to spot players. Keep in mind that in this phase, Nutcrackers will aggro onto the first player they see, even if the player is standing still. Anytime a Nutcracker spots a player, it'll play the alert sound. This alert sound, like I said before, is a warning that the Nutcracker has spotted a player and is going to shoot. The Nutcracker will stop marching and begin tiptoeing towards the player it spotted. Soon after, the Nutcracker will shoot. A couple important things to note: the first 2 times a Nutcracker spots a player, it will not tiptoe towards them. It will stand completely still. But every time after that, it will tiptoe towards the player it spotted. The alert sound can only be heard within 16 meters, which means there can be times when a Nutcracker spots you and shoots you without ever hearing the alert sound. And finally, the Nutcracker can kill other enemies with its shotgun blast. There are a lot of minuscule numbers that come into play with the Nutcracker, but there are only a few you really need to know. The Nutcracker will shoot 1.75 seconds from the moment you hear the alert sound. The second bullet will shoot a little faster at 1.3 seconds after the alert sound. This means you need to find cover as soon as you hear the alert sound, especially if it's the Nutcracker's second shot. Nutcrackers have a double barrel shotgun, so after 2 shots, it will automatically reload. Nutcrackers take 2.84 seconds to reload. During this time, Nutcrackers will stand completely still, making it the best time to either run away or attack. The best way to deal with Nutcrackers in this phase is to maintain a safe distance and stay close to cover. Once you've dodged the first shot, peek out right away so the Nutcracker can see you. Once you hear the alert sound, take cover and run. The reason you want to do this is because when you peek out, you allow the Nutcracker to spot you, which will cause it to tiptoe towards you. If you were to stay behind cover after the first shots, the Nutcracker would quickly march over to your location, then spot you, which could put you in a really bad spot. If you're able to break line of sight with the Nutcracker for 12 seconds, the Nutcracker will return to phase 2. Nutcrackers have 5 HP, which means it takes 5 hits from a shovel or knife to kill them. You can also kill Nutcrackers with a shotgun, which can take 1, 2, or even 3 hits to kill. If you're interested in finding out how shotguns work, I've explained it in detail in my masterclass series, which I'll link at the end of the video. Once a Nutcracker is at 1 HP, it will shoot half a second after the alert sound, which is over 3 times faster than before, making the Nutcracker extremely deadly. This means you never want a Nutcracker at 1 HP. The best way to avoid this is to make sure the last 2 hits are always together. For example, when a Nutcracker is inspecting, go in for 1 hit. Dodge the first 2 shots, then go in for 2 hits. After dodging the next 2 shots, go in for the final 2 hits to kill the Nutcracker. Also, the Nutcracker's hitbox covers the entire model, which means you can hit a Nutcracker anywhere on its body as long as it's in phase 2 or 3. If you hit a Nutcracker while it's in phase 1, this will just send it into phase 3. Upon killing a Nutcracker, it will always drop its shotgun and 2 shotgun shells. Stunning a Nutcracker has no effect on their phase, it will just freeze them for 3 seconds. And Nutcrackers cannot hear you. Make sure you guys go crazy on the like button and hit subscribe if you haven't already. Also remember, War Thunder is free on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC, and you can sign up using my personal link in the pinned comment or video description, which includes a bunch of bonuses. And I've explained shotguns in detail in this video, make sure you guys watch it.